Hey there, kiddos. Welcome to Sandy's Odds and Bobs. How are you doing today? Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go from soft and squishy to sharp and pointy. Yeah. Today we're going to be sewing in our signatures to our journal cover. So remember, we were working on a journal cover for our little baby girl journal, and we have all the insides finished and we're ready to start sewing in our signatures. So I want to show you how we're going to do that. Okay, let's get us some room here. Get our tools close by. Now this is a signature. This is basically just a group of papers that we gathered together. We've trimmed them to the right size so we know that they'll go in our journal comfortably. A little bit showing at the top, a little bit showing at the bottom, a little bit showing at the side. And we folded them in half. We added our little envelope there for a surprise. And the way we start out is we have to measure where we're going to sew our threads. We're going to be using our crochet thread, which is very strong and sturdy, and always check it too to make sure that, you know, if you're buying it at thrift stores, that it's not dry rotted. You don't want it dry rotted because that'll just make your pages pop out later down the road, and we don't want that. So we're going to do our measuring first, and let's see how we're going to do that. First of all, we're going to go to our inside pages. Oh, by the way, signatures can be any amount of pages that you want to use. Usually the normal is about 12 to 15. If you got really thin papers, you can add a few more. But this is a 15-page signature, and it is plenty thick, as you can see. So we won't have any need to add any more to it. So we're going to take our inside page, and we're going to put this to the side here, and we're going to turn it so that the face is on the outside, and we're going to measure the center. Now we know that this is supposed to be 8.5, so the center is going to be 4 1/4, and we're going to put a little dot right there in our 4 1/4 spot. 4 1/4, make a little mark, and then we're going to bring it down about 3/4 from the ends. Put a little mark there. I'm going to go to the other end. 1 2 3, 3/4 there. Okay, and then that's where we're going to put our holes for our signature. So how are we going to get our holes through here? Well, we're going to come up here and we're going to measure. You notice that all the pages are neatly the same. That always helps. We're going to measure off our little dots. Hopefully. There we go. Okay, a little dot there, a little dot here, a little dot there, and then we're going to measure to make sure we have 3 signatures that we're going to be putting in here. So we need 3 holes at the top. These are 2-inch signatures. So we know, oh wow, I did a good job there. Right in the middle. That's right where we wanted it. Okay, so let's see if we got right in the middle here. Just about exactly. Woo! Talk about good luck. Yeah, there we go. We're going to put a dot there. Let's see if we did it down here. Oh, very close, very close. Put a little dot there. Okay, so that's one signature. Now we have to measure out to the sides to see if we can go evenly from here to here, and we come up with, see, 2-inch. This is a 2-inch wide spine, and it just works out so well with 3 signature pages. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just making sure I had that right. Okay, so we are doing 1/2 inch because we got, this is our crease, this is our middle, so we want something that's even right there. Go right there, even right there, boom, right there. Yeah, that's looking good. Oop, there it is. Okay, even right there and right there. So that's where we're going to be putting our 9 holes at in our spine. So now we can, now that we've measured this to this, now we can put this back into our signature where it belongs, in the middle. Okay, put it back. And you notice that we got those marks there. So that's where we want to put our holes. Now, when you're getting ready to put holes in your signature, you want to make sure that all your pages are as lined up as you can get them. Now, they're not all going to be perfectly even because, you know, that's just the way humans are. We don't make things perfect, but it's okay, as close as we can get. And we're going to squeeze that center in as much as we can get it to go. And we're going to put our handy dandy clip on it, like that. We're going to go down the other end, squeeze it in as close as we can get it. And we're going to put our little handy dandy clip, boom, like that. All right, so now we are ready to get our signature put in. There we go, yeah. So in order to do that, we'll need something that will be nice and soft and cushy for our needle to go through. And I usually like to use an old telephone book. Oh, excuse me a moment. No, it's not there. Okay, people. Where did my telephone book go to? Hello. Can't believe I can't find my telephone book. It's here. Sitting on it. Wow, that's amazing. My telephone book is totally gone. Because I'm blind as a bat, that's why. Gee, my measles. Okay, now we have the telephone book. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. You'll notice it has a few holes in it because that's what I use to put holes in my signatures when I find it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now that we have our telephone book and we have our signatures already, we're going to hold our pages at an angle. And this is just going to help us be able to get our holes all the way through in the right spot. So we know that we want a hole right there. So we're going to take our Sharpie tool, and this could be a pokey tool, I call it a pokey tool, and whatever you can use, but this comes in very handy. We're going to push down, and you can feel it going through the papers, and we're just going to twist, 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 push down. And you know you did it right when it goes all the way through and sticks to the book. There you go. See, it went through, and look at that. Bingo. Perfect every time. And we're going to work that through down a little bit, create a hole a little bigger so we'll be able to easily sew it. Okay. And then we're going to do it again. And we're going to go over here, holding our pages at a V-shaped angle. Twist, twist, twist. Poke, poke, poke. Come up through it a little bit. There we go. And there we go. And you know you did it right when you can look and see, yeah, I got a hole in there. Okay, let's do the third one. Poke down. This does take a little pressure. Okay. And poking through. And let's twist, 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 twist. Get it there. And boom, chakalaka. We have our 3 holes. Ta-da! Okay, so then we're ready to thread our needle. And we're ready to go to this point. You are a naughty little phone book. I've got to find a place for you so you don't hide on me no more. Okay, so let's start. Now this is called a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And what I like to do is to thread my needle first. Now, how much thread do we need? That is a good question, because what we need to do is we're going to measure out 3 lengths of our journal. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it can be a little longer, it's not a big deal, but you definitely don't want it shorter. Then we're going to thread our needle. Very important part. You can put some glue on here to make it, or you can put a little bit of human glue to make it go through the needle. Oh, having a big hole in your needle is a good thing. Okay, we're going to make it about 3/4. Okay. And we're going to start in the center, going through that hole we made. Oh, and you know what? It would be good if we poked holes through here. I'm sort of jumping the gun here. Okay, so let's move this to the side. Let's get out our phone book, because our phone book's been good. Did not hide from us today. Now, okay, so we're going to get our phone book out. Turn it so that we can get our holes nice. And we're going to do the same. We're going to poke, poke, poke until it goes through. And this might take a little bit of a turn. Not too bad. Come out. Okay, so there's one. And if you don't get them exactly lined up, not to worry, it all adjusts. But you know, try to do your best to get them lined up. And there. Notice I'm twisting as I'm pushing down. Let's see, did it go through? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got it. Okay, let's do the other 2 sets. And I am putting a lot of pressure here. Because it has to go through that mat board, has to go through the spine of the regular book, and it has to go through the fabric. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of pressure. Let's see, did it go through? Do we have our holes? 1, 2, and 3. Can't hardly see that one, but it's there. I might make it a little bit bigger just in case. Because we're going to be sewing this first row of holes. Okay, let's go down here. So when you do poke your holes, please remember you need something cushiony like this, an old phone book. I don't even know if they send out very old phone books anymore, but we get them here in our neighborhood every once in a while. Don't use them because anything we need to find, we go to Google Maps. But right now, comes in handy. Okay, so did it work? Yes, it did. So let's find our holes. It goes on that dark spot. It's very hard to see, so I'm going to try to make that a little bit bigger. We're going to go round, round, round we go. Where it stops, it's going to make a hole. Yeah. Let's try this one. Now, if your spine was paper and that's all you had to look at the other side, not a problem. But with fabric, it tends to cover itself back up. This fabric is wont to do. So what I like to do is just double it, check it by going through the top side. Yeah, and if I can see my hand moving back behind there, then that means I did a good job. Okay, let's do the center one. I'm going round, 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 round. All right. See your hand? Yep. Yep. You can see your hand. That's a good thing. Careful you don't poke yourself. You definitely don't want to do that. So mind your fingers. Mind your fingers. Yeah, people don't like to see blood all over their journals. Not good. Especially if it's a baby book. You know, you don't want blood all over the baby book. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. And let's see, looking good here. Can you see your fingers? Why am I not able to see my fingers? I can see my fingers there. There we go. Yeah, that's good. All right. Now, back to your spot. No hiding. Okay. Alrighty-dighty. Now we are ready. We got our 9 holes ready to go. We got our needle threaded, ready to go. We're not putting any knots in this, not till the very, very end. And let's see, is this going to be our first one? Yeah. So here we go. We're going to go into the center first, like we started. We're going to go through that hole. And we're coming out this side. And we're going to go up. And we're going to go in this side. See the needle coming up. Then we're going to go into this side. And the needle should be coming up that way. Boom, boom, boom. Pull our thread, but we don't want to pull it too much. Be able to keep some thread. hanging. I'd say about 8 inches is good, just to be on the safe side. We can always adjust it later. Then we're going to come all the way down. We're going to pass this one and go into this little guy. Okay, so let's make sure we're going through there. Yep. And you notice we're keeping everything loose right now. We'll tighten it up in a minute. We're going through here. Boom, boom, boom. Check to make sure. Yep, there it is. And we're going to go in here. Now we've got to make sure that when we're going in this way that we are not hitting that thread. We do not want to catch that thread. That's why I like to make these middle holes a little bit bigger than the other holes, because these have to take the thread twice. So we want to make sure we have plenty of room and we are not catching that thread, because if we do, then we have to uncatch it, because otherwise it will not move the way we want it to move when we go to tighten it up. So there we go. Okay, and at this point, ta-da, almost done. Let's put that there. Okay, so now your threads may not be even at the ends, and that's okay. Okay, so we're going to very gently pull this tight. Now you want to hear that little snap. That's a good sound. Look to the back. That's not a good sound. See how loose that is? That's not good. That's better. So we need to make sure that this piece is a little tighter. You don't want to make it so tight that it's going to break. That's why you have to have good strong thread. Make sure that your thread is not dry rotted if you buy your crochet thread at a thrift store. Almost like a musical instrument, isn't it? That's what we want to hear. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, now you want to make sure that on this thread, this middle thread that we just, nice and snappy, I like that. We have one string on one side, one string on the other. Then we're going to tie it over and under, chink, just like so. And then we're going to tie it under and over. This creates what is known as a square knot. Ta-da! We're going to let those little puppies just hang loose. Now eventually we could tie them up into a bow, or we can add little dangles to the ends of them. We'll decide that later. So we can take off our clips and check it out. Okay, very good. Okay, looking good. Looking good. And we still got 2 more to go. Yay! See, and that gives us plenty of room to add other cute stuff to this. Okay, so that's one signature. Now we're ready to go for the next 2. So there again, make sure that you thread your needle. Oh, gotta use a little human glue here. Thread your needle, a little bit there. Second one, number 2, coming through. Now I've already poked the holes in these to save us a lot of time, so we're ready to go. So we are going to poke our hole through here, poke our needle through the center hole. Make sure it's coming through right. Yep, it is. And again, we don't want to pull it all the way through. That's why we don't put any knots in this. So you need to kind of keep track of where that end of that thread is going. I'm going to go up to the top, poke our hole through. Oops, whoa, see, that could be a mistake. You don't want to do that, so you want to double check where you're poking that hole. So here we go. Let's go this one. There we go. Right one. Oops, that's looking awfully loose. Okay, it's still good. And we're going to put it in here. Yep. Yep. That is good. Again, you want to leave about 8 inches just to be on the safe side. Then we're going to come all the way down to the bottom. Poke our hole down here. Make sure it's going through, right? Try not to lift your signature up too high where you end up pulling all your strings out. Don't want to do that. Okay. And in this hole here. Ta-da! Yep. And into the middle one. Again, you need to make sure you're not catching that thread. See if it can move. If it can move, why are you not moving? There you go. And that happens sometimes. Hello, lost our thread. Let's get it back on there. More human glue. Okay. Back in there, yeah. There's a little more thread in there. Okay, so let's make sure not hitting that other thread. Definitely don't want to hit that other thread. Ooh, okay, that looks good. That was a bit of a tiny hole. Okay, so here again, tightening things up. Okay, remove the needle. And again, you want to make sure that one thread is on one side and the other thread is on the other side. We're just going to give it a tight pull, not too much. Check our sounds. That's how I figure I've done it right. If I check the sound, we're loose. Hear that? That's not bad. Oh, no, not good. That one needs to be tighter. Okay, so let's make this one a little tighter. Put it in there. Let's check her. I'm holding this really tight. Make sure it doesn't come loose. There you go. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. Yep. And then we're going to go over, under. Oh my goodness. I did that too hard. Guess what, people? We got to do it again. That is a mistake. Okay, luckily I have another one. It's all tangled up, so guess what? That happens, okay? Things happen. And this thread was not dry rotted, but 1, 2, 3. But I pulled just a little too hard. So let's do that again, and we'll do it a little faster now. We know how to get the process done. And that's what you don't want to have happen. Okay, so Since we're doing it again, I'm going to make this hole a little bit bigger because that was one of the problems I was having. I'm making it a little bigger. Okay. That puppy will go through there now. Okay, naughty, naughty thread, go away. Okay, so let's do this quickly then. Going in, and in. And now you're seeing it in real time. In. Tail. Okay. More of a tail. Coming around. Coming through. In. Through. Make sure that's not caught. In. Through. Making sure it's all good. Why is this so short? There you go. Okay, let's try that one more time. Now, both my threads are on one side, so again, we want to have one on each side. And I will try not to break the thread this time by pulling so hard. It's a little loose, but up a little bit tighter. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to check it again. Checking for sound. It's a sound check. Oh, way loose. What? Okay, that's because I lost the tension. There you go. This is the one that's loose. Okay, there we go. And over and under. Try not to pull it so hard this time. Okay. Yeah, that's looking good. Sounding good. And then under and over, making our square knot. Cha-ching. Okay. Wow. Well, that was a real-time accident. You don't want that to happen, but it will happen. So hello. And looking good. Looking good. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Number 3. Let's see if we can do this even faster. Boom, 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 boom. And we are going to measure 1, 2, 3. Snip, snip, snip. Needle out here. See if it'll go through without the human glue. Yay, it did. Okay, and variegated thread's nice because you get a variety of colors. Now I'm going to make that center hole just a little bit bigger because when I punched them I didn't make sure that that center hole was big enough. We definitely want that center hole big to accept 2 threads. How's that one doing? That one's doing fine. Yeah, that'll accept 2 threads for sure. Okay. Needle, 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 needle. And we're going to go in. And in. Yep, in, right? There we go. Okay. Then we're going to go up. For that hole right there. It's almost an ambidextrous sort of thing, which I am not. I don't work well with my right hand. Hello, center page. There you are. Okay. Let's make sure we got our 8-inch tail. Looking good. All right. Coming all the way down to the end. Into the little hole. Out the little hole. Into the other little hole. Hello, little hole. Are you here? Yes, you are. There you go. Good girl. And don't get it hung up on your clips. Yes, you gotta keep those clips on, even though things might get hung up on them. Okay. How's this doing? Keeping it long. Okay, now we're going to go into this hole here. We need to tighten that up a little bit. There we go. So we can see the hole. In there. See how that's looking. Yep. That's good. That's a good. Okay, then we want to go into our last signature. Almost done. Almost done. That's why the big hole is a good thing. What big holes and I cannot lie. Okay, we're going to tighten it up a wee bit. Not as tight as we did the last one, because we definitely don't. Oh, I see something wrong. What do I see wrong? Yeah. You need to have that on both sides. Okay. And cha-ching. Off you go. Now we've got a lot of thread here. Not so much here. Let's see if we can adjust that. Yeah, so it's adjustable. Looking good. Again, we got it on both sides, on each side. It's taut. It's not horribly taut. Let's check and see our sounds. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we want to hear. Okay, looking good. Let's double check and see if it's looking good and tight. I want to make sure it's nice and tight. That one's not so tight, all right? I'm going to make it a little tight. Nice and tight now. Yeah. Okay. I'm so afraid I'm going to tear it. Okay, so we got over, under, and under, and over. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's good. Whew. Wow. Well, let's see how it's looking. Oh, nice. See how it looks this way. Yeah. Yeah, that is good. And you notice we got a lot of space here. We got a lot of space there. It's because these are going to have pockets. I've already put in a side pocket there. We're going to be putting in a bottom pocket here. So this is good. And there we go. La la, da 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 da. Now we can play. All the hard work is done. Now we can play. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Job well done. Yay. So when we get done with it, we can tie it up, these little ribbons. And a little bow. Such a flopsy mopsy bow. Very good. Excellent. Yes, very happy with that. And got your little tails down here, and then again, you know, these are one of the last things you need to worry about. Again, if you don't want to put anything on it, you could put little beads on it, or you could put little paper shapes on it, you know, one on each side so you don't see the thread. You can, or you can just tie it up in a bow and be done with it. So there we have it. Ah, we did it. Good job. Good job. Okay, so if you like this video, flaws and all, please give me a thumbs up, push the like button, and subscribe. And then you can come back and you can see how we're going to play in this journal and put all the cutesy pie stuff in it so that it's going to turn out so pretty. The mummy is going to be so happy to get this little journal. We're going to make her a very happy mummy. Okay, so thank you for stopping by Sandy's Odds and Bobs, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.